Flashing is a kink, but it'll get you into trouble. The same thing can be said about flash photography. When I first started shooting film photography, I had an Olympus stylus, and I used to take photos of my friends with it. When I had low light conditions, I used to use the flash on it. I hated the photos. I didn't really love the flash look. Let's jump back to present day. I've been growing increasingly curious about flash photography. I'm not the same photographer as I was all those years ago. I think my harsh judgments on the technique were based around limited knowledge. That, and I didn't know what the I was doing. I still don't. I felt like I was purposely limiting myself though. Flash photography could ultimately change my artwork and my style drastically. Letting my creative pursuits get the best of me, I grabbed two different cameras to aid in my experimentation. First camera was a Fuji Cardia Hite date, loaded up with some Portra 400. A simple camera for a simple man. Just point and shoot and let the flash burst away. Also, don't get used to me shooting Portra 400. I was just feeling fancy. Also, I grabbed the Canon EOS 30 and paired it with a 50mm 1.8 lens. I'll be shooting Kodak Tri-X 400 in the Canon. This camera does come with a built-in flash, but I was more intrigued in trying out an external flash I had picked up a while back. This flash being a Canon Speedlight 430E. Again, I don't know much about flash units, but I felt this one was a little more intriguing because it comes with a TTL mode. If you're not familiar with what that means, it basically takes a meter through the lens, TTL, and basically adjusts the flash settings per photo. Pretty fancy, right? Truth be told though, this was the first time I was using this flash, and I was uncertain if it was even working correctly, if at all. With the gear out of the way, let's get to the location. Point Ruston in Tacoma, Washington. The Tacoma Photo Club is actually hosting their monthly meetup today, and it happened to be a photo walk here. I was really excited to meet some new people and be a part of this lovely community. That, and if someone got mad at me for flashing them, I could hide behind someone else for safety.
Have like kind of a path, so we'll kind of go up and around Dune Peninsula and then come back down.
Second shot on the Fuji Cardia Hite date, and I'm in love. This is a game changer. I love the soft vignette that forms, isolating the couple and the tanker. So at this point, I was unsure if the flash on the Canon EOS 30 was actually working. I kind of wanted to investigate this, so I kind of limited my light and kind of snuck close to this pine tree to see if I could force the flash to fire. In the moment, I felt like the flash was firing, but after looking at these photos, I don't think it was. I probably should have done some research, if not found a manual for this flash before I slapped it on my Canon and hit the streets. Who am I kidding? I love a hard learning curve. Again, I was getting a little frustrated here, so I was trying to force the flash to fire. Honestly, this composition is pretty but you can tell which photo had the flash fire in it and which one didn't. There's been plenty of times when using a point and shoot camera where I didn't want the flash to fire and it did, so having this SLR set up where I want the flash to fire and it doesn't is pretty ironic. This photo walk, we kinda all did our own little thing, but we eventually gathered back up together, and I used this time to take some candid photos.
I do like.
It wasn't it. It wasn't it.
Also, you might recognize this handsome fellow. If you don't, his name's Ethan. Ethan's a photographer, filmmaker, and YouTuber from Portland, Oregon. Ethan's a rad dude and a trendsetter, sporting a Leica M5. He disregards the haters and flaunts his love for the Leica M5 and all those who oppose him. As the light started to diminish, the flash photography actually got quite better. This Fuji Cardia is an amazing camera. It's a point and shoot I actually like. It's got a sharp lens and a strong flash, and it's really helped these portrait shots shine. As for these track shots, they're fine, I like them, but I'm not in love with them because of the issues I was having with the flash. The issues could have been from dying batteries, a bad hot shoe connection, or that this flash was just not in great condition. After all, I did buy it secondhand. Whatever the case is, I did end up getting some strong photos over here by the boat. I do really like the ones with the reeds lit up. It's a simple composition, but still fun. The photo walk finished up here, but the night wasn't over. There's actually a cocktail hour happening after the photo walk, and I wasn't going to say no to a pint. At the brewery, it was nice to have a pint and meet everyone. That, and I didn't have to worry about being winded from a gentle walk. I had so much fun at this meetup. I met so many cool and talented people. I love hearing how people got into photography and what they love shooting and why. Again, we all take pictures, but we all take different pictures, and I find that really intriguing.
Come on, don't be afraid.
Meetups like this can be intimidating sometimes, but this one was so casual and fun. It was a good mix of beginners and long-time shooters and everything in between. Also, there's a bunch of millennials just trying to make some adult friends. You know how hard that is. Also, it's the Tacoma Photo Club. Don't worry if you don't shoot film. There's people shooting digital and instant film there. All are welcome. So if you're passionate about photography, go ahead and give the Tacoma Photo Club a follow on Instagram. That way, you can see some great artists, but also stay up to date for all future meetups. Also, when you're following them, you should go ahead and follow the Tacoma Photo Center as well. Drew and the Photo Center have really brought the community together here, and I think that's really special. The Photo Center has been such a welcoming space for creatives and photographers alike, and it's really just kind of a nice gem here in Tacoma. As well, let's not forget Ethan. After all, he did drive up from Portland to be a part of this meetup. So head down to the description to find links to the Tacoma Photo Club, the Tacoma Photo Center, as well as Ethan's YouTube page. Alright, that's it. I'll see you for the next installment of KC Wastes More Film.